Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. RHOA Phaedra Parks ready for Kim Zolciak's return. RHOA star Phaedra Parks is ready for show alum Kim Zolciak's return, and she presents a very good argument for why she should come back. The mother of 6 left after season 5 and then landed her own spin-off. Yet she has always been part of Atlanta's history, past and present. Therefore, why does Phaedra want to see a Kim revival? Keep reading for all of the details. Kim Zolciak was an OG of RHOA, coming in as a single mother with her 2 daughters, Brielle and Ariana. She was seeing a man named Big Papa, but did not find love for some time. Phaedra Parks joined the cast in season 3 with her husband, Apollo Nida. She had a booming law career, but the big controversy was how far along she was in her first pregnancy. It appeared that she may have gotten pregnant before marriage, hence why her due date was never quite clear. Of course, she was trying to hide that fact. She went on to have another child with Apollo while exploring other career opportunities. Kim met NFL superstar Kroy Biermann and exited in season 5 for her own spin-off, Don't Be Tardy. Phaedra stuck around before leaving in season 9 after she was at the center of horrific allegations. She eventually ended up on Married to Medicine and The Traitors until Penya Moore was fired from RHOA during this season. That was when Phaedra got her peach back, and she thinks that Kim should get hers too. According to Reality Tea, Phaedra shared that she wants Kim back and gave her reasoning. The season 33 DWDS contestant had this to say: "I love Kim. She is TV gold. I owe her a call. Kim, come back and play with the girls. We love you." Kim was also on DWTS during season 21, but had to leave the competition due to a transient ischemic attack, which is similar to a stroke. So the ladies would have a lot in common aside from their good old Atlanta days. Apparently, Kim Zolciak is all for a RHOA comeback. Though she never wanted to hold her peach again, it seems she has had a change of heart, especially after learning Portia Williams and Phaedra Parks were on board. "I've been saying I would never return, but as I'm talking right now, I might think about it. Portia and Phaedra might do it for me. We'll see." Kim just finished up a stint on MTV's Surreal Life, Villa of Secrets. She is also embroiled in a divorce of epic proportions with Kroy Biermann. He claims he was her prisoner, while she maintains she has paid for everything. They will be foreclosed upon next month if they cannot sell their Georgia home. Phaedra Parks, the ever-dramatic Southern belle of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, RHOA, was sitting pretty these days. Her signature smirk had become a little wider, her laugh a little richer, and her wit sharper than ever before. She had seen the highs and lows of the RHOA universe and navigated through the messy feuds, underhanded shade, and friendships gone wrong. But now there was a shift in the winds of Atlanta's social circle, and Phaedra couldn't be more ready. The buzz had been growing for weeks. Kim Zolciak Biermann, the original blonde bombshell of the RHOA cast, was making her grand return. And Phaedra was more than ready to welcome her back with open arms, and maybe a little mischief too. Phaedra's relationship with Kim had always been a curious one. Back in the day, Kim, with her larger-than-life wigs, catchy tardy-for-the-party tune, and flamboyant lifestyle, was a force of nature. She wasn't just any housewife, she was a phenomenon. And while Phaedra had always prided herself on her proper Southern decorum, she couldn't help but enjoy the chaos Kim brought with her. After all, RHOA was never complete without a little drama. But time had passed. Kim had left, had a string of kids with her husband, Kroy Biermann, starred in her own reality show, Don't Be Tardy, and seemingly settled into a quieter life. At least that's what everyone thought, until news broke that she and RHOA were heading for divorce, with a messy public fallout to boot. Now it seemed Kim was ready to step back into the lion's den, reclaiming her spot in the Atlanta Housewives lineup. And if anyone knew how to navigate a storm, it was Phaedra. Sitting on her velvet settee, sipping her sweet tea, Phaedra couldn't help but feel a spark of excitement. Kim's return had the potential to flip the entire RHOA dynamic on its head. Who would be her allies? Her enemies? And most importantly, how would she handle the fiery new housewives who had claimed the spotlight in her absence? Phaedra knew one thing for sure. She was going to be at the center of the action. The RHOA universe had changed significantly since Kim's departure. Women like Kenya Moore and Sherry Whitfield had risen to new heights of fame and feuding, with Kenya perfecting her role as the ultimate shade thrower. Sherry had bounced back with her mansion, Shadow Sherry, and a newfound sense of confidence. And while Phaedra had taken a brief break from the show herself, she had been watching, waiting, and now she was more than ready to reinsert herself into the drama. Kim and Phaedra had never been best friends, but they had shared moments of mutual understanding. Phaedra, with her legal prowess and southern charm, could always appreciate Kim's hustle. Kim, for all her dramatic antics, knew how to work the cameras and command attention. In many ways, they were two sides of the same reality TV coin, both unapologetically themselves, both willing to push boundaries, and both knowing that at the end of the day, it was about entertainment. Phaedra envisioned Kim's return with a certain degree of nostalgia. Would Kim be the same woman who once swore by her psychic's predictions, flew up over petty insults, and smoked her beloved cigarettes like she was filming a movie scene? Or would she be a new, evolved version of herself, a woman who had learned from her mistakes, matured, and was ready to show the world a different side? Then again, evolution was relative in the world of Housewives. A dramatic comeback was what the fans craved, and Phaedra knew Kim would deliver. After all, Kim was never one to back down from a fight. And with her divorce on the horizon, Phaedra suspected the blonde was coming in with some personal baggage that would no doubt spill into the group dynamic. The real question in Phaedra's mind was, who would Kim target first? Kenya seemed like an obvious choice. The two had famously clashed in the past, and with Kenya's current queen bee status on the show, Kim would likely be gunning for her. Phaedra smiled at the thought of watching that feud reignite. Kenya versus Kim had always been a goldmine of drama, and Phaedra wasn't opposed to fanning the flames if needed. But Phaedra had her own agenda too. She knew that with Kim back in the mix, alliances would shift, old wounds would reopen, and new feuds would begin. And Phaedra, the master strategist, was already planning her moves. Would she align herself with Kim, creating a power duo that could dominate the season? Or would she keep her distance, watching Kim's inevitable clashes from the sidelines, swooping in when the timing was right to claim her crown? Either way, Phaedra knew one thing. Kim's return was going to shake things up, and she intended to be at the center of the action. There was no denying the magnetic pull Kim had on the show's dynamics, and with both women coming back into the fold, the sparks were bound to fly. As Phaedra took another sip of her tea, she leaned back and imagined the grand entrances, the shade-filled confessionals, and the inevitable reunion blowouts that would come with Kim's return. The anticipation of it all made her giddy. There was nothing quite like a housewife comeback, and this one had the potential to be legendary. Kim Zolciak Bierman may have been away from RHOA for a while, but the Bravo world never forgets. And neither did Phaedra Parks. The Southern Belle was ready for the drama, the glamour, and most of all, the power plays that would ensue. Kim might think she was coming back to reclaim her throne, but Phaedra had other plans. After all, in the world of RHOA, there could only be one queen, and Phaedra was ready to remind everyone exactly who that was.